There's this one saying that goes, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is right now. If you think about it, this also applies to money. If you were to have started investing your money 10 years ago, today you would be able to retire. But the second best time is now. And if you start now, maybe in 10 years from now, you can also retire. This is the ability to stick to your budget no matter what. It's the ability to differentiate between your wants and your needs. One of the worst things you can ever do with your money is to keep it in one basket. Here's the thing. If you spend more than you earn, you will always be broke. Your lifestyle will always be dictated by your job. You won't have any time for yourself. And the reason is simple. If you spend more than you earn, you're always living in debt. And debt is like a ball and chain that weighs you down. In an attempt to fit in, they buy expensive clothes, shoes, and bags, just so that they can look like their peers. But here's the thing. You don't have to impress anyone. You don't have to buy an expensive car just because your friend has one. Don't buy a mansion in an affluent neighborhood just because you feel like you have to. It's your life. Live it the way you want to. Not everyone has to drive an expensive car, wear expensive clothes, or live in a mansion. As long as you're happy with what you have, that's all that matters. Don't compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. That's why you should always remember that it's not how much you earn that matters, but it's how much you keep that matters. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video. After earning your income, budget for your expenses, and then save the rest. By doing this, you're ensuring that your lifestyle doesn't change whether your income increases or decreases. This is the fastest way to lose your money. Let's say, for example, you're saving up for retirement and all your money is in one basket. You know, whenever you switch on the TV, what do you see? People driving the latest cars, living in mansions, wearing expensive clothes, and living a life that most of us can only dream of. And the question is, how do they afford all this? Well, the answer is simple. They take loans. Most of the things you see online are bought on credit. The problem is when we also follow suit and buy things we see and afford just to impress people who do and even care about us. I've seen many people take loans to buy luxury items only for them to default on the loan. And when they're unable to pay, these lenders come for them and they lose all their hard-earned assets. So whatever you do, avoid buying things you can't afford. It may be tempting to buy those expensive clothes or shoes, but resist that urge. I can promise you that the satisfaction you'll get from buying those material things is short-lived. Then something unfortunate happens and you lose all your money. Many people are intimidated by money. They don't know how it works, and so they're afraid of learning about it. But here's the thing. You cannot be afraid of money. You shouldn't fear it. Instead, you should learn about it. Learn about how it works, where to invest it, and how to make it work for you. Because let me tell you, money is not evil. Money is just a tool. It's a tool that can either make you or break you. And it all depends on the decisions that you make. So if you want to be financially free, you must learn about money. Start reading books about money, watch YouTube videos about money, and surround yourself with people who know about money. What will you do then? The only way to avoid such a catastrophe is by diversifying your streams of income. If you have all your money in one basket, you're exposed to a high level of risk. Diversification, simply put, is the act of spreading risk. However, if you diversify and have your money in different baskets, then even if one of them fails, you still have other sources of income to fall back on. That's why it's important to build multiple streams of income so that you're not putting all your eggs in one basket. Now, there are many ways you can achieve this. For instance, you can start a side hustle that brings in extra cash every month. You can start an online store that sells digital products, or you can start a blog. The good thing about starting a side hustle is that you're able to use your skills to make money. The second way you can diversify your streams of income is by investing. Investing is a great way to make passive income. The best part about it is that you only invest your money once, and then it keeps making you money over and over again. And finally, the third way you can diversify your streams of income is by renting out assets that you already own. Let's say you have a car that you bought for 1 million shillings. Why not rent it out when you're not using it so that it can bring in some extra cash? I was determined to save something every single month. And most importantly, it's the ability to delay gratification. I remember when I started working, I told myself that I was not going to live paycheck to paycheck. And since then, I have saved up to 50% of my income. A great place to start building your financial discipline is by cutting out unnecessary expenses. I know this sounds cliché, but it works. And I know this may seem impossible to you. especially if you live in a high cost of living area, but it's possible. You just have to be disciplined. From this analysis, I bet you'll be able to tell which transactions are not really necessary. Take a look at your bank statement for the past 3 months and analyze all your transactions, and then categorize them into needs and wants. Once you've identified these non-essential expenses, cut them out immediately. If you go out for lunch, say, 4 times in a week, cut it down to once a week. If you buy coffee outside, make it at home. Instead, build the habit of saving money first before spending. When your salary hits your account, set aside some money for savings first and then budget for your expenses. Trust me, guys, financial discipline is the bedrock of financial freedom. And without it, your journey to financial freedom will be very, very rocky. So even though it may be too late for you to get rich like your age mates, it is never too late to start making smart money moves so that you don't end up poor. In today's video, we're gonna be looking at 7 dumb money mistakes young Africans are still making that are keeping them broke. Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's me. And on this channel, we talk about everything business, entrepreneurship, and personal finance. You don't need to be an expert in the stock market or a genius to know where to invest your money. I could get paid my salary every month and live paycheck to paycheck. Or I could get paid my salary every month and invest some of that money into different assets so that my money can make more money for me. The thing is, if you don't learn how to make your money work for you, then you will spend all your life working for money. And if you do the math, you will realize that if you invest your money well, you will be able to retire way before your peers who don't invest. The truth is that everyone can invest. There are different investment vehicles out there for different types of people. For instance, real estate is a great option for investors who want to invest their money in physical assets that they can see and touch. And I know that sometimes people say real estate is too expensive, but that couldn't be further from the truth. It's not. What's too expensive is staying broke. And one of the biggest blunders many young Africans make is that they prefer to stay broke rather than explore affordable investment opportunities around them. When I started working in 2016, I had 2 options. Do you know that you can invest in treasury bills with as little as 3,000 shillings? Or did you know that you can invest in stocks with as little as 100 shillings? No, because you don't. 4. Spending more than they earn. This is another big mistake young Africans are still making. They spend more than they earn. That's why you're still broke. But here's the thing. Whether you choose to invest your money or not is completely up to you. This is one of the biggest blunders that young Africans are still making. They keep up with the Joneses. But don't complain about being broke when you choose not to invest. So if these topics interest you, consider subscribing and joining our awesome community. Number 1, not investing. Number 2, lack of financial discipline. One thing that has really helped me in my financial journey is financial discipline. Number 3, not having multiple streams of income. Number 5, buying things they can't afford. The media plays a huge role in telling us what we should buy and what we should aspire to have. Number 6, not learning about money. We are taught how to read and write, but no one teaches us about money. Number 7, keeping up with the Joneses. With that said, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure to share it with your friends and family. Subscribe, like, comment on our YouTube channel AfroRise TV.